Bradley, the playmaker for the Bulldogs. On the right, 6'4" Valdez Valters. He's 25 years old.
And rifle-like shooters.
Bernard Thompson, the junior, the man who's supposed to score for Fresno State this year. And on the right, Sergei Jovacki, 6'4", 28 years old.
Two early going. We're just a couple of minutes into the action.
The reason we're a little late getting here, they didn't have the national anthems tonight. Russia has used their superior height to score 2 baskets. Bernard Thompson scoring for Fresno State. It's 4-2.
This is Ronnie Anderson, the newest of the Bulldogs, the guy they're hoping is going to fill the shoes of Rod Higgins this season. Higgins now with the Chicago Bulls. Mitch Arnold starting at a guard position in the backcourt. Tyrone Bradley opposite him will be the playmaker. Up front, you've got Desi Barmore, Ronnie Anderson, and Bernard Thompson for the Bulldogs. We'll set the Soviet lineup when we come down to their end of the floor. This is Desi Barmore.
30-second shot clock all over the floor tonight. Barmore.
Bernard Thompson keeps it alive, sitting out. Mitch Arnold in the lane, dishes it off for Anderson. They play a little bit of soccer, and it's going to go to the Soviet Union.
One official has it going to Fresno State.
Tyrone Bradley scrambling for the ball. In international rules, if it's in the backcourt, the player can put it in without having to have the official check it. Tyrone a little over anxious to test that rule. That was in the forecourt, so nothing doing.
There's about 8 major changes for basketball fans, international rules and NC2A rules, and we'll try and catch up on those as we go along.
You can address those, Pat. The names are confusing enough on this end. This is Barmore way out high. Bernard Thompson takes the baseline route, pushes his man off, puts it up, doesn't go. Tipped up, kept alive by Anderson, right into the hands of Bernard Thompson. Barmore puts up a jumper. It's short. Thompson inside. Knocked away.
Knocked out of Thompson's hands. And Russia controls.
Now, we were given some number changes. The Soviet Union has changed their numbers every game thus far. And the number changes that I was given, obviously, are not accurate here. In the lane, Jovacka hits a pair. Correction, that was Valdez Valters.
And we'll get used to them. They love to shoot. They're not going to take very much time. It's a completely different game offensively. Russia will come down and try and shoot in the 6 or 8 seconds, use their height to control the board. Fresno State will play a little more tempo within the 30 seconds.
Bernard Thompson, Mitch Arnold, Biryukov on Mitch Arnold. Ronnie Anderson spins, dumps it off to Barmore. He's wide open, puts it up, gets the right at the ground, and it's called for 2.
Okay, Desi gets his first. That's about the 4th time he's shot so far in the game, so he might get a little confident now.
In the middle it goes. Driving the lane, traveling violation. That was Biryukov. Nikolai Biryukov, 23 years old. He's kind of the enforcer, not a guy they look to shoot. Thompson drives and muscles his way over Biryukov for a pair. And we're tied at 6 apiece. 3.5 minutes into the ball game.
And that's where you see getting the ball in the backcourt. Tyrone very quickly to get it up court to Thompson, who used his superior speed.
Biryukov inside, doesn't go. Whistle and a foul is called on Bernard Thompson. First foul called tonight.
This is the real concern of the Fresno State coaching staff on defense because of the superior muscle and height. Now here we go. He's got position. Bernard trying to get him, but he doesn't have position. And they love to go to the boards. Very physical team.
Okay, let's set the Soviets lineup first. Valdez Valters is the point guard. He's wearing number 10 for the Soviets at the free throw line. And this is number 6, Victor Bereznoi.
And in the international rules, they do have 3 shots to make 2 on a shooting foul, and that's what this is. But he makes both of the first 2, so no penalty shot. 8-6 Russia, 4 minutes into the game.
Bradley walks it into forecourt. This is Bernard Thompson, Tyrone Bradley. Very young and inexperienced Bulldog team on the floor. Tyrone in traffic, takes the baseline route, puts it up, pinned against the backboard by number 14, Alexander Volostany, the 7'2" center for the Soviet Union.
Still giving away a couple of feet there.
This is Volostany pulling up over Thompson, and he hits it there.
And you can see they can shoot from the outside as well as go in. And on the floor, you'll notice the white lane. That's the expanded international lane. It's about 3.5 feet wider underneath the basket. But there is a 3-second violation inside the lane.
Tyrone Bradley. Inside, there's Barmore. Ronnie Anderson from the baseline. His first shot as the Bulldog goes down. Boyd Grant a little pleased that his star recruit getting off on the right foot with a pair. This is Walters. Inside of Belostany. Puts it down, and as big men do, he has trouble when he puts it on the floor. The Bulldogs take it away. Thompson on the drive. Pulls up, double pump. Up, kiss off the glass.
And although he goes on the floor, he still gets it up on the jumper. Fresno 10-10.
Walters to the baseline. Pull-up jumper over Bradley. No go. Batted around. Belostany shuffles his feet. Foul is called. The basket goes.
At 7-2, he still can move very well underneath the basket.
Alexander Belostany, 7'2", 240. He's 23 years old.
All right, watch him go. He gets position on Desi first. Mitch is trying to get it. Belostany gets the ball, and he goes up and he makes it. Now, he only has one shot. There's no penalty shot here.
3-point play by number 14, Alexander Belostany.
Soviets up by 3. Fresno trying their normal San Francisco offense. A lot of shuffling, passing over.
Ronnie Anderson, far side. One of the new faces you will be seeing tonight. The Bulldogs with several newcomers on the team. Barmore. Mitch Arnold. Bernard Thompson.
5 seconds on the shot clock.
Bernard in traffic. There's Mitch Arnold for the jumper. No good. Tipped around. Arnold comes up with the ball. On the baseline, Ronnie Anderson. Ronnie came in from being out of bounds together in that pass. That's a no-no. Long pass down court. Going into the stands. Bulldog ball the other way.
The Soviets love to use the long pass. Both on the fast break. Anytime they can use it, you see here, you have to take the ball out along the sidelines. Even the ball went out of bounds underneath the basket, you take it out on the sidelines, international rules.
Shot is blocked. No goaltending call. They had a whistle before the ball went up.
On the arm, Anderson being fouled. The Soviets' first foul. Now he'll have 3 to make 2.
Victor Berezhnoi draws his first personal foul. Ronnie Anderson at the free throw line. Omel Nieves will be coming in next opportunity. First one's up and a little bit too hard.
Notice the heavy bandage on Ron's left leg. He's been having a few problems, and on Monday they're going to take a look at that leg and see just how serious it is. Hopefully, of course, it isn't serious. Ron forgetting he has 3 to make 2. He gets an out penalty shot. Notice how quickly they can get into the lane. International rules, as soon as that ball's released from the hand, it does not have to touch the rim. You can charge on in there.
Ronnie Anderson from Chicago, Illinois, did not play high school basketball. He really wasn't that interested in playing basketball in high school. And got out to Santa Barbara City College under Frank Carvajal and has blossomed into a great player. A new backcourt for the Bulldogs as Arnold and Bradley go out. Omel Nieves and Cleve Lewis, the transfer from College of the Sequoias, a 6'7" guard, the biggest that the Bulldogs have ever had, is in the backcourt. And the Soviet coach now down hollering at the Bulldog timer.
And what he's talking about a substitution rule. There are certain things on a substitution rule you can and can't do. Only the team who has possession of the ball for a throw-in may substitute. Fresno State substituted on the Soviets throw-in.
Side out. Thank you.
That is now being explained.
Of course, we don't play very many international games in the Bulldog schedule, so the officials, by the way, from the Pac-10, but they do have international experience. Now, that's what the Bulldogs are not going to be allowed to, or can't do if they get the pass into the big man in the lane. He's just too big to control in there, and he's going to have the easy shots.
I've got Belostany now with 11 points thus far out of the Soviets' 15.
15 to 12. Rush up.
Desi Barmore out to Omel Nieves, Bernard Thompson. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Bulldogs are going to have to contend with that once the PC2A season gets underway. Bernard Thompson inside Barmore. Turnaround, has it blocked. Follow-up, and it goes. And a foul is called.
What you have to be impressed with so far with Ronnie Anderson is how well he works around the offensive board. Now he goes and gets a tip. He's also tipped 2 balls out, and you can do that in international rules. You can go up once the ball touches the rim. You don't have any goaltending calls. Now watch what excellent job he does in getting control of the ball. Barmore's shot is blocked. Here comes Anderson around and goes up and tips and is fouled.
And he sinks the free throws. 7 points for Ronnie Anderson in the first half, and it's tied at 15 apiece. Valdez Walters brings it in across the timeline, guarded closely by Omel Nieves. The Soviets not used to playing against the pressure defense the Bulldogs can throw at you. Walters. Berezhnoi loses it in traffic, gets it out to Ryukov. They try for the big man. Desi Barmore tips it away. He's on the line out of bounds, and the the Soviet Union controls.
Well, this is the first time down the court that Fresno's done a good job of pressuring the wings. That's the players on the side of the court who get the ball, and if they can pressure them, get their hands up, they can't lob it into the big man.
Driving away, underhanded shot goes despite Thompson being knocked to the floor. Right at the basket to number 6 for the Soviets, Nikolai Deryugin.
But he did go by about 3 Bulldogs before Bernard got in position, and the Fresno State defense, they don't like that sort of thing. You got to cut off the middle.
Nieves penetrates, kicked away out of bounds, and Bulldog ball.
O'Mel forcing that pass, trying to get it to Thompson.
Cleve Lewis inbounds. Lewis had been penciled in as a starter earlier in the week, and the coaching staff electing to go with Mitch Arnold. A little bit of experience over Cleve Lewis, but you can bet on seeing Cleve in the lineup as time goes by during the course of the year. O'Mel Nieves, down low baseline, Thompson. Dishes it off for Anderson.
Bernard playing very alertly, showing the veteran that he is. He's been shooting well, passing well, good defense. Walters with the ball.
Walters, Deryugin. In the middle for the big guy, Belostany over Desi Barmore off the glass for a pair.
They have to deny that pass. If they get that pass in there, he's going to be able to do that all night. And once he gets the confidence, and he's already done that about 3 times tonight, we see Dave Mosbar going to check in now, hopefully to clog up the middle a little bit.
And you know, you can't get Belostany tired because they've got another 7'2" center on the bench. And he is an excellent ball player as well. They left their 7'5" center, one of the better players in the world, at home. Thompson going up, off the side of the backboard, out of bounds.
I think what they're calling it, the Soviets touched the ball as he shot it, and that forced it into the backboard, so it's Fresno's ball out. But you saw there, Bernard did have the open shot. They're playing a zone on defense, but Fresno has gotten shots. It's not a problem offensively.
Mosbar checks in. Desi Barmore going to take a breather coming in for the Soviet Union. This will be number 15, Valdemaras Komiakis.
We don't have weights on the Soviet players, but Belesnio is, of course, a lot heavier than Mosbar, but we'll see how Dave does now with that 6'11" height.
Inside it goes to Mosbar. Little turnaround jumper. Good.
Well, you have to be impressed. Anderson hits his first shot as a collegiate, and now Mosbar in his first Bulldog uniform. Of course, he played a little bit at Arizona for a couple of years.
And look inside. Mosbar has it clogged up. Ronnie Anderson with a steal. A 3-on-2 break. Thompson saves it.
Excellent quickness by Fresno State, up 21-19, the first lead of the night.
Walter's shot doesn't go. Taken away. Cleve Lewis with a rebound. He looks up court and he's going to bring it up under tempo.
All right, the Soviet coach now has come down to tell that he wants a timeout. The coaches have to tell the scorer when they want a timeout. That's not called by anybody on the court. It's called by the coaches.
Blocked out of bounds by the Soviets, Victor Berezhnoy. And Alexander Gabelsky of the Soviet Union calls a timeout. His team down by 2. Our score 10:41 left. It's Fresno State 21, the Soviet Union 19.
Don't worry about the score. Go.
What Coach Grant is telling him in the time, he says, what you're learning out there is what tempo can do. They've been getting good shots. Now they've taken a couple occasions where they were able to move it. Once Tyrone getting the quick pass on the sidelines after a violation, he got it down to Bernard. They used their quickness. We saw on the fast break how they could use their quickness. But once they have the ball under control, the Soviets are playing a lazy zone. If they'll work the ball, they're going to get good shots. 21-19, Fresno leads with 10:41 left in the first half. Same lineup in there. I noticed when Bernard came out, he was during the timeout there, he was looking very tired because he has really put in an impressive 9.5 minutes.
Thompson with the ball. Ronnie Anderson. Mosbar faces the big man. Dishes it off for Ronnie Anderson. Nieves.
Soviets in a man-to-man right now.
Lewis into the lane. Dishes it off for Thompson. He puts it up. Mosbar knocks it home, but no go.
Now, that would That would have counted if there had been the foul beforehand. Watch, that was a great pass by Lewis on that time, getting it into Bernard. A real soft pass, the weave through the Soviets.
Foul against Victor Berezhnoy of the Soviet Union, his second personal foul. Let's point out again, Pat, you mentioned it earlier, but for those that didn't catch that, you can go over the cylinder and tip balls in or knock them away in international rules.
Knock them in or knock them down, depending on which backboard you're working off of. And again, we're in that penalty situation. It's an international rules. You have 3 shots to make 2 on a shooting foul. The other interesting thing on a shooting foul, the captain can call for the ball out of bounds if you'd rather have the ball out of bounds than taking the shot, which might be important late in the game.
23-19, Bulldogs up by 4. Aldous Volter for the basketball. Over on the far side for Berezhnoy. Bulldogs in a man-to-man, clogging up the middle with the 7-foot foul. Ronnie Anderson on the break. Little hesitation,
Well, that's why they like Ronnie Anderson. 24 years old. He's only been playing basketball for a couple of years, but they has the moves of a veteran. And he also intercepted the pass at the other end. Another quick hands.
Talking to Fred Litzenberger last weekend at the football game, and Fred said that they felt that Ronnie Anderson possessed more natural talent than Rod Higgins does. He has just not been playing basketball as long as Rod, and they really didn't know whether that natural talent would ever come out. They hope that it does down the road. Victor Berezhnoy from the side, and it's 25-21.
They do have good shooters, and like we said before, they'll like to come down and shoot quickly. They want to move the ball. Now, what Fresno has done very, very well is stop the fast break. They have not had a fast break opportunity yet.
And the Soviet Union loves to run. Sergei Javachka set to come in for the Soviet Union. He is their outstanding shooting forward. Surprisingly, did not start tonight.
I understand the Soviet coach will play all his players. He'll bring in 5 at a time sometimes.
Just what I wanted to hear. That's like playing Scrabble with someone who cheats.
Right. A forced pass there by Cleve Lewis making the turnover. Now they got to get pressure on the wings. Right there, you see Anderson with his hands up. They don't want to be able to lob into the big man.
Kamika's through slide.
They're trying to front him. They're trying to front the big man in the middle.
This is Berezhnoy. Dishes it off inside. Foul called on Melnieves.
Ball will be on the outside.
Nikolai Duryugin coming up with a sore thigh muscle.
I watch him go down the lane. They love to go down the lane. O'Mel is out of position there to intercept the ball. Duryugin hurting his leg. He's going to go out.
Against the Bulldogs, number 40, Desi Barbar.
And here's your scorer. Javachka now in the game, number 11. He'll be taking the ball out of bounds.
Sergei Javachka, 28 years old. Jumper far side is good by Kamika's.
Fresno still up by 2, 25-23.
Melnieves with the ball.
Look how far they're playing off Anderson. He's going to take a couple dribbles and shoot that one.
Ronnie Anderson, the California Junior College Player of the Year last season. The Bulldogs got a real find in him.
He's really working on that gum, isn't he?
Hosbar, Anderson. 11 points for Ronnie Anderson. Bulldogs sitting up by 4, 27-23.
You saw he made a bad pass, but he went to the ball when it came back, and he got his shot.
Aldous Volter's in traffic, drops it for 2.
They know they'll cut right across the lane, just like Valters did that time. Cut straight down the lane. He might have looked like he was shooting out of control, Valters we're talking about, but they practice those kinds of shots. The leaping Linas.
Desi Barmore, free throw line to Mosbar. Out it comes all the way for Melnieves.
7 seconds. 7 seconds in the shot clock.
Down to 5 seconds. Cleve Lewis looking to operate. Puts it up. Short, tipped up, kept alive. Through the legs of Ronnie Anderson. And out of bounds.
Mosbar doing a good job in there, tipping the ball up.
Bulldogs set to bring in their starting backcourt back into action. Mitch Arnold and Tyrone Bradley. Tipped up, knocked away, and out of bounds it goes. Bulldog basketball.
The reason they couldn't go on the break that time was because they had the ball out of bounds. They could bring in substitutes.
Arnold and Bradley back in.
Did you
Now the Evers and Cleve Lewis leaving.
Did you see anybody on the Fresno State bench jumping up to try and save the 7-2 Giant coming down on top of the bench? I didn't
It's
see
like jumping in front of a falling tree.
But watch him in there. He doesn't move very much. He just spreads his arms out. Kind of reminds you of how Patrick Ewing can spread out in the middle.
Boy, that's for sure. Fred Litzenberger scouted this team in the game against Pepperdine the other night.
The crowd looking for a foul there.
The book on Belostany, the big guy in the middle, very, very, very slow, but with a nice hook shot offensively. Bradley's long bomb, no good. Anderson with the fake, but he loses control, and here comes the Soviet Union. Komikas on the break. Back to Valdez Walters to Komikas, knocked out of bounds by an alert Mitch Arnold.
Good hustle by Arnold. He had to catch up, but he went right, and that's what they play.